How's it going, folks? My name is Candra Septiawan Nugroho, and here I am again in this YouTube platform uploading videos for my lessons project, I guess. Yeah, so it's going to be a different video since the last time I uploaded my videos. It was all about non-argumentative speaking, but right now it's about ESP or English Specific Purposes. Okay, so in this video I'll do my task about the ESP, introduction to ESP that Mr. Fitri told me to do, I think. Yeah, so the first task is about an explanation briefly with my own words, 3 reasons of the emergence of the English Specific Purposes by Hutchinson and Water. And the second one is the difference between EOP and EAP. Okay, so let's just not waste any more time. Let's just jump into the videos. Okay, so first thing first, ESP. What is ESP? So ESP is English for Specific Purposes, and it is what it is. I mean, like, it is what it is sound like. It is an English for specific purposes. Yeah, without any more explanation. Just an example, ESP or English Specific Purpose is in English for someone that needs to learn English because they have to. Let's just say there's this one engineer that want to work in Germany, let's say, but he needed this basic English speaking skill as the international language or as his language to use in Germany, but because he don't want to waste a lot of times by learning English, so he'll just looking for an English lesson that mainly teach in speaking. So he will look after this English class which only teach in English speaking. Did you get it? What I mean? I hope, yeah. So that is the basic of the English for specific purposes. Okay, so first thing first, the explanation about the 3 reasons of the emergence of ESP by Hutchinson and Water. The first reason why this ESP was emerged by Hutchinson and Water is that it is a demand or the new world after the world of the Second World War demands a better world here, and also in the post Second World War there's an oil crisis happened, and with those two things happen, it is a big or a huge events that was happen. Let's say it is affected a lot of things, and one of them is that because of the post Second World War, the role of international language fell to English, and that's why we're using English as our international language. And at the time, there's an event which occurs because of there's a huge expansion in science, technology, and economy by using the language English here, question mark. And the second factor is that the English language teaching is the English language is used as the base language of communication between nations for gaining information and passing something goods here, like a resource like that. Yeah, and that's the first reason. And the second reason is that the revolution in linguistics. Okay, so the first reason is we mainly talk about the events that was happen and change how the ESP emerged. And the second reason is because of the language itself. So the revolution in linguistics is focused on the ways of how to use language in real life situation. So it is basically a social function. Okay, so we use English in real life, it is a social function. And the second point in these factors is that in the late 90s and the up to early 70s, there's a great efforts to change technology or science, things like that, and economics books. As an example, Germany writes a book about technology and science, and because of it was in Germany, the English needs to learn it. They won't waste time to learn it in Germany, so they translate it into the English as the national language. And by that time, there's a lot of things going on by changing some books that were originated in their own countries, such as Germany, France, and let's say Japanese. They turn it into an English book so that the new world can learn that books without having to learn another language. As easy as that, I think. And then the third one is that the need of the learner. Oh yeah, the focus of the learner. So the third reason why ESP is merged by the Hutchinson and the Water is that because it can give the learner, as I mentioned earlier, or someone that need this English, he doesn't need it all of it. Let's say he doesn't need to learn grammar, he doesn't need to learn how to write. All he need to learn is just how to speak and how to listen. That's all. And that's why ESP is created by Hutchinson and Water to fix this kind of problem, to make people that want to learn how to speak, how to listen, or perhaps how to write or how to read in English doesn't have to learn all the 4 basic skills of English. So let's say to make it more simpler, I guess, to make it more simple for them to learn English without having to learn the whole basic language skills. Yeah, that's how it is. And yeah, I think that's enough for the first question, and let's jump to the second question and the differences between EOP and EAP. So ESP is English for specific purposes, on the basis of how people would like to learn English for their own specific purposes. And then there's this EOP and EAP. EOP are English for occasional purposes, and EAP are, as we know, as English for academic purposes. And they are how they exactly sound like. It is that simple. It is that simple, of course. EOP will mainly learn or teach about how people will need in their occasional purposes, such as if you want to work in the other country, you need to learn this English language as your international language, or let's say, you need to master these things to work in that country. And the other reason is that perhaps you're a teacher or you're a scientist, and you need to learn or you need to read some manuscript or some literacy about these books, and it is written in English, so you need to learn how to write those manuscript correctly So you'll go to learn in EOP or English for occupational purposes. Yeah. And the EAP or English for academic purposes, it is mainly or most of them is used for the students. It can be as the what is it called? The college university students, the college students. I don't know. Let's say the college students. But not us, as the English-based students. Yeah, let's say there's a mathematics students that he want to, enroll in the other states of university. So he needs to learn English, or let's say he needs a certain grade of TOEFL or perhaps IELTS to able to enroll in the other country. So he or she needs to learn English for his academic purposes in this EAP. So I hope you understand what I said, since it is quite similar, the differences between ESP, EOP, and EAP. But it is quite simple because EAP, ESP, and EOP, it is just how they sound like. Its meaning is like how they sound like. Yeah. Okay, and I think that's all for my videos today. Thank you very much, Mr. Fitri and Mr. Haryanto, for having me as your students. Thank you very much, and goodbye.